Today we're having reaction and commentary on 10 upcoming superhero games that excite us. All right. This is going to be good. I like my superhero games. So let's see what we got, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you do all the good stuff, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff you need to do. All right. Let's get into the video, you guys. Let's go.
Capes on, spandex tight, let's talk superhero games. This is a category of game where you're gonna see sequels with the highest of hype levels, but also fresh takes that are not just licensed cash grabs. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 upcoming superhero games that excite us. Starting off at number 10, it's Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Is this a crossover episode? Yes, it is. Obviously. It's a Black Panther versus Captain America versus Hydra story. It's actually
What?
T'Challa's grandfather and Captain America's Captain America. He's old. Skydance brings us a game helmed by Amy Hennig, the creator and director of Uncharted. You
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The mechanics for this game is about to be off the hook. Uncharted. One of my top 10 games that I've ever played and beat. I already know that this Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Let's tune in.
got Unreal Engine 5 visuals and some inspiration from the 2010 comic series Captain America / Black Panther, Flags of Our Fathers. Honestly, it looks like a pretty cool game. We don't have
Yeah.
an exact date, but it's set to release this year on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. And
Oh my gosh, it's coming out. It's coming out on PlayStation 5, guys. You guys like that? I like that game. I like that game. I need me a good superhero game. The last one I played, I think it has to be Spider-Man, but it was the old Spider-Man for PS4. I didn't get into the new Spider-Man, but
number 9 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, a kind of sad version of, big turtles fight things. This one's based on
yeah.
the acclaimed IDW comic series. It's an action RPG, and you're the lone surviving turtle in a dystopian
Yo, I was just talking about Ninja Turtles, man. I was just talking about Ninja Turtles. Oh, heck yeah.
in New York City. This one's coming to us from Black Forest Games by way of THQ Nordic. It's drawing heavy inspiration from, I think, the God of War type action RPG, which is not quite Dark Souls, but certainly not quite Devil May Cry. It's the slower, leans towards Souls, but not that kind of game exactly thing. And I think that would work very well for the idea that it's got. These sort of contemplative, emotional stories in which you need good gameplay as well. That's kind of like a great template for that. So this game was actually officially revealed way back in August of 2023, but we don't have a specific release date. It's just a really good-looking, very different Ninja Turtles game. It just tosses out the whole Saturday morning cartoon vibe. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja John Wick, I guess. It's coming to the PS5, Xbox Series, and PC.
Oh, yeah.
And number 8 is Dispatch, a world where superheroes aren't just battling villains, but they're also navigating the treacherous waters of office politics. So this comes to us from Ad Hoc Studio, an offshoot of Telltale.
An offshoot? So it's close. Oh, bro. Anything Telltale Games, anything that is a sister or a cousin or a brother or a spinoff of Telltale Games, somebody is following the right meta. They're following the right formula. Yo, Dispatch, instead of going out as a superhero, you send superheroes to certain places that you know can fit that particular situation to handle that particular crime with their powers and their abilities and all that stuff. So this we got to watch. Come on.
Games, people who used to work there, people who worked on The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands, people who know what they're doing with narrative-driven games, people who make the narrative-driven games that people like. Lord knows.
Yeah, we're playing the Batman Telltale right now. Go check it out on our channel and see what it is, you know. Get immersed in it, y'all. Let's go.
There's more than a few narrative-driven games that people are just like, this isn't really a game. These are the guys that make those types of games and make them so that people don't get mad. Dispatch is basically a story where you are Mecha Man and your mech suit is out of commission. So instead of saving the world directly, you have to manage a team from misfit heroes from the dispatch center, the superhero dispatch center. It's an interesting idea, I would say. And it combines elements of strategic management to what you might know of the Telltale Games paradigm. And I think that's a good idea because I think Telltale is one of those studios that really created something interesting. It's just it needed to go somewhere. And between mismanagement and basically making the same game with a bunch of different templates, I like the idea they're adding a different mechanic in. Management also not what I would expect, which also intrigues me. So this is basically like a less glamorous, yet probably equally important aspect of being a hero. And also we have to imagine that because Mecha Man is normally a hero, his suit's just out of commission. There's some element of the story that will take you into Mecha Man's suit. Dispatch is set to release this year on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. I would guess you'll probably see it on Switch too, because again, this type.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This game looks excellent. Excellent choice. Excellent choice, y'all.
Of a game is usually not on the cutting edge, but we don't really know either. And number 7 is Marvel's Iron Man. Tony Stark finally gets the solo spotlight after years of playing second fiddle in ensemble casts and forgettable tie-in games. Motive, known for Star Wars Squadrons and the Dead Space remake, is who is making this game. EA bringing us a solo AAA Marvel's Iron Man. It's an Unreal Engine 5.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys understand the Unreal Engine 5? Like, it was Unreal Engine that they were using for a lot of the games. But when they tapped it up, when they stepped it up to Unreal Engine 5, Unreal Engine itself, they know what they're doing with the graphics, you guys. They understand the mechanics and how to make it look real and feel real. If they're stepping into an Iron Man game, and it's been a while since I played an Iron Man game, man, actually, I played a demo. Unreal Engine a couple years back was the ones that started with the Matrix. They showed their new processing power with the Matrix game. If they come out with a Matrix game and they tap into the right Unreal Engine formula, the game itself is a living, breathing game where you interact with the NPCs and they actually build conversation. They actually remember you. They actually talk to you and they respond to your questions in a. You guys got to watch the video. It's an older video. I mean, come on. You're climbing buildings. You're flying. You're on some Neo stuff. Are you guys with me or what? Come on, you guys. Come on. Iron Man coming through Unreal Engine. This game's about to be nasty. Nasty's a good thing.
Game has an original story, and honestly, my hope is that the Dead Space remake kind of informs what we might be getting here. If you think about it, there's actually a fair amount of similarity between Isaac Clarke's suit and the Iron Man suit.
Right.
However, we also have to think about the fact that these are two types of things that would be paced incredibly differently. Iron Man, of course, would be high octane, high action, or at least I would assume so. And honestly, I think there's a lot of potential here. So let's keep an eye on it. It's announced for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Don't have a date yet, though. Moving on to number 6, it's The Wolf Among Us 2. So Telltale Games, which is now...
Now, I didn't play Wolf Among Us, but I did beat The Walking Dead. I'm currently playing Batman, Telltale. Should I get into The Wolf Among Us? Please leave a comment.
Kind of the same company, kind of a different company. And Ad Hoc Studio, the studio we were just talking about with Dispatch, they're working together on The Wolf Among Us 2, which is an IP of Telltale Games, which is based on a comic, but most would argue that the best telling of it was the first game. Or, I mean, maybe that's a controversial statement, I might be wrong, but in my experience, people prefer the game, and guess what? The original voice actors are coming back to this game, which is great, because it's probably the Telltale game that people most remember fondly and and say, like, that's really the quintessential Telltale game. It's kind of a superhero game, kind of a dystopian noir city with magical beings. But if you think about it, magical beings and superheroes, pretty much the same thing. They certainly act like the same thing in this story anyways. This was gonna come out a couple of years ago, but Telltale has put forward a commitment to avoid crunch as well as upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. We don't have exactly a
Telltale upgrading to Unreal Engine 5. You guys understand that Telltale has a story-driven, narrative-based game, highly decision-based. You can kind of cater your decisions to your storyline, but the graphics turning into Unreal Engine, that just lifts everything up because they already have solid graphics like comic popping artwork type of graphics. If they can manage to turn that into some like GTA 5, GTA 6 type of graphics, but still have the decision base, the narrative story base, the strong story, and bring you in like that, it's over, bro.
when, but we do have that they are saying it's this year. It's coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and PC. Moving on to number 5, it's the superhero simulator. If you ever wanted to suplex a villain into low Earth orbit without the burden of a tragic backstory, Superhero Simulator is here to make your weird dream a reality. This chaotic-looking sandbox with fully destructible everything, where you can mix powers like you're crafting a smoothie made of pure mayhem. I don't know. You start as a regular civilian, but you unlock powers like fireballs, lasers, super strength, telekinesis, blah blah blah.
Oh, this is kind of tight. If they take this formula and put it on My Hero Academia and put it in Demon Slayer animes, by the way, put it on Dragon Ball Z, bro. If they do Dragon Ball Z, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, My Hero Academia in a GTA world, Unreal Engine, story-based narrative, like, come on.
And you can combine that stuff to create your own crime fighting style. Kind of looks like Prototype with a hint of totally accurate battle simulator. Like you have a whole bunch of physics-based gameplay stuff that makes your powers look like really cool, but they also interact with the environment in what has to be very cool, catastrophic, and often hilarious ways. I don't know. This is one that I've actually been paying attention.
So, One Punch Man. This game would also, the game developers of this game, if they decided to make a One Punch game and bring all the graphics into it, Unreal Engine, the flow, the feel, you have a solid One Punch game. You know what I'm saying?
Attention to for a while. It looks really cool. It's going to land in early access later in the year on PC. My hope is that this is a hidden gem and rocks everybody's socks off. And number 4 is Arcane doing Blade. Okay, so we're all very, very sad about Arcane Austin being closed. But we're all very, very happy that Arcane Lyon is still in existence because they're the original Arcane. They did Dishonored, and although Prey is arguably the best Arcane game and the studio that was most heavily involved in making that is no more, Dishonored is Arcane. And a Blade game made by Arcane is what Redfall probably should have been. In fact, in a lot of ways, seeing this is probably seeing what they should have been allowed to do with a vampire-themed game. There is a difference here. Marvel's Blade is going to shift to third person, but I have a feeling that is a decision to make it more appealing. I have a feeling it's still very much going to be an immersive sim because I think that they have learned their lesson, Microsoft that is, in terms of allowing Arcane to do what Arcane does. Or at least I hope they have. Maybe that's wishful thinking. Maybe I'm projecting. I don't know. I hope. We don't have any word on a PlayStation release, but given the evolving landscape on platform exclusivity, probably.
Microsoft's multi-platform game strategy is really kicking into gear with the likes of Oblivion, Forza, and Gears all hitting the PS5. What? They're letting PlayStation get them titles? Oblivion on PlayStation 5? Forza? I can see Forza on PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 got really good graphics, really good formula. I love PlayStation. I am a PS5 gamer.
Keep an eye on it, but we do know the game is coming to Xbox Series and PC. We do not know exactly when, though. Moving on to number 3, it's EA's Black Panther. Another Black Panther game where you're not playing as Black Panther. T'Challa.
Wow.
In fact, this one goes into the future, whereas the Captain America one goes into the past with his grandfather being the Black Panther. Here is the next Black Panther, and apparently it's going to be an open world action adventure game. Now,
Okay.
open world Wakanda is actually a pretty appealing idea. Wakanda is a very interesting place. I know there's a
Yes.
lot of things to pick apart regarding how the movies were
Wakanda
made, but there's no
forever.
denying that the setting
Forever.
itself is extremely different and yet in certain ways very similar to Western society. And honestly, I think it would be a really good setting for an open world game. I think that's what we're looking at. They haven't really confirmed anything, though, so fingers are crossed. There's no confirmed release date, but we're probably seeing it on any console that it'll work on in PC. We really don't have a lot of information here other than Cliffhanger Games is the developer. It's a new studio that EA owns.
Meet Cliffhanger's Games, a new EA studio developing a single-player action adventure game based on Marvel's Black Panther. Make sure you guys keep up on these game articles and send me any news that I might miss or anything like that, because I'm interested in game developers, studio developing, and all that, you know.
Again, could be great. And number 2 is Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Basically, if the Marvel Universe collided with a retro arcade machine, developed by Tribute Games and published by Dotemu. You may recognize both those names if you've played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up along those lines, which, yes,
Ooh.
thank you, absolutely. You're going to be going from New York City to the Negative Zone.
Yo, I'm glad they're doing this. I'm glad. I like these side-scrolling fighting games. Ninja Turtles was side-scrolling. Prince of Persia is a side-scroller type of thing too, but these side-scrolling fighting games, I've been playing them a lot lately on my handheld. Double Dragon, the Street Fighter ones. Let me know your favorite side-scrolling games, fighting games, in the comments, y'all.
To be playing as Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Storm, Venom.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is a really cool looking game, and they've added in this tag team system so you can switch between heroes mid-battle. It looks super fun.
This game looks awesome. I do want to point out another game that comes to mind, Power Stone. Please, if any gaming developer sees this, please. My name is DaniyelSon. This is Meet the Gamer. It's very nice to meet you. Please make another Power Stone game. Dreamcast, I don't know how you get the rights. I don't know how that works. Sega, you know, please make another Power Stone.
I am a sucker for this kind of game, particularly ones that are harkening back to older ones like the X-Men arcade game, which is something I think about at least a couple times a month. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is scheduled for release sometime this year on the PlayStations, the Xboxes, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
Yeah.
And finally, at number 1, it's Marvel's Wolverine. Coming to us by Insomniac.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's for the PS5. It's for the PS5. Look, y'all, we might have to change our gaming lineup and our budget. Our budget is about to get blown out. This is the world where games are better now, where games are actually getting the spotlight they deserve. You know what I'm saying? Video games are cool, man. They help you learn life and learn yourself. I mean, come on, man.
Same guys who did the fantastic Spider-Man games that we're all raving about all the time. Even when we're complaining about certain aspects of them, we still love the games. This was one that was revealed back in 2021 at their PlayStation Showcase. There's some indications this is going to be a globe-trotting game, as honestly Wolverine stories tend to be. He's often chasing somebody all around the place, ends up in Canada 90% of the time for whatever reason. But this one is apparently going to be a mature game with a very gritty tone.
Take a minute to read this. You guys can pause it, obviously, but I'm going to look it over real quick. But Wolverine is my top X-Man.
It's going to delve deep into Logan's character. It's kind of been in a bit of the development hell with a few different creative directors going through, and it's been a little bit touch and go, or at least it looks like it has been. What we've seen of it looks great. We're all really hoping that it borrows a lot from that X-Men Origins Wolverine game, which was a licensed game of probably the most god-awful Wolverine-oriented movie made. but man, was it a fun game. If you were to take what was accomplished in the gameplay of that game and match it with the sort of polish and gravitas of an Insomniac game, that would be my ideal Marvel's Wolverine. We'll, of course, see if that's
Insomnia, that studio, that gaming developing studio, those game creators, I believe, made The Bunker. Graphics are sharp, storyline is solid, mechanics are good. So that's kind of cool that they stepping into this. I think it's the same people. I think it's the same people. Fact check me, please. Leave it in the comments.
the case when it lands on PlayStation 5, whenever it lands. We do, of course, have some bonus games for you here. Firstly, we're talking about Ship of Heroes, a space MMO, where you are a superhero or several superheroes. I don't know. You're part of a team of superheroes, I guess, where you're going to defend a futuristic city on a giant spaceship. It's kind of City of Heroes meets Star Trek Online, where you build a hero, choose your powers, and punch evil across the cosmos. Seems like an interesting idea. It's been building a niche community since its alpha days. In some ways, it kind of looks
Are you guys out there playing Marvel Rivals? I myself haven't played it, but I've been watching gameplay and stuff like that.
like if Second Life was a superhero game, but there's a lot more actual objectives in it than that. This one's supposedly coming out pretty soon. It has a Q2 date for this year. I don't know if it's going to make that, but we'll see. Then there's Black Stigma, a Korean-developed indie game with a dystopian city where you're a resistance member in this anime-inspired Devil May Cry / My Hero Academia thing.
Oh yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. We were just talking about anime games stepping up and getting the love that they need, man. They need to come out with the anime game and take their time on it. It's okay. You don't have to keep up with the anime hype.
I don't know, it looks totally nuts. It's got a crazy combat system. We don't have a date for this one, but it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing this in early access. Seems like it's just going to come out, which would be nice. Then there's Genesis, a new prequel to Undefeated, that crazy game where you could blast buildings and punch tanks into orbit. This one's going to give some story-driven missions, some open-world chaos, and more polished superhero powers. It's still the power fantasy of some YouTube animator, but with more polish and plot. And finally, Maitreya. Basically, if Genshin Impact and Dragon Ball Z had a baby. Basically, anime-style superhero, divine energy, interdimensional threats, craziness, third-person, visually slick, combat-focused stuff that, I don't know, it looks really cool. I don't know what the hell it's about. I'm not sure if I understand what it's about. And I kind of don't care. Like, it's kind of got Jet Set Radio vibes in a weird way. It's a little more extreme, obviously, but man, it looks cool. This one doesn't have a date, but it is announced for PC, and we'll be paying attention.
All right, you guys, that's the top upcoming superhero games that excite us. This video was awesome. Bring back some good memories. Got my gaming juices flowing, which is awesome. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. You guys already know what this is. Meet the Gamer, DaniyelSon. Nice to meet you. I'm signing out, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. If I can stop recording.
Maybe I gotta